Now, you may have those students who think that they can get by with some sloppy research. When teaching nonfiction, it's really important for students to understand that there are primary, there are secondary, and there are tertiary sources. And sometimes sources are bogus. In this particular case, you can see here I have an elaborate web page. Help save the endangered Pacific Northwest tree octopus. It looks very official. The Pacific Northwest tree octopus has captions, illustrations, maps, sidebars, all the bells and whistles of great nonfiction. It could probably, mislead someone who was even a little bit savvy with their research because it looks so good. But not everything that looks good is good research. So this would be a fun way to show your students that sometimes you have to really research well and not just Google the first thing that you see, because you may end up helping out the tree octopus, and you may be sending your money to something that doesn't really exist. And you can see they went to great lengths here. There's all sorts of links. The olive-loving tree octopuses of antiquity, the arrow eaters, tree octopuses of Polynesia. So there's all sorts of things to make this appear that it is valid, but indeed it's not. How would I use this? I use this with my students. I actually do a unit on the validity of research, talk a little bit about Pocahontas, and talk about how the Disney version certainly did change some of the facts and strategic issues involved in Pocahontas. The ages of people, the nationalities, the historic relevance of certain of the ceremonies, a lot was changed. So I have the students go to primary source documents, John Smith, some of the sailors who worked with him, journals of Pocahontas and John Smith to really see what actually happened. And then I take them to a very, very good primary source reader to have them read about Pocahontas and then compare it to what was done in Disney. Now, that doesn't mean you throw Disney out the window, but you certainly have to be ethical in how nonfiction is handled. It's really very important that students have a respect for the authenticity of information. So I would encourage them, if you're studying the Civil War, you can certainly use a nonfiction piece, but you also want to go to some of the Civil War letters, some of the Civil War newspapers, and dig a bit more deeply. And that's what nonfiction is all about. It's really trying to find answers and look into authenticity more so than fiction. So again, this needs to be taught explicitly, and I hope the Tree Octopus can help you do that.